You've been there, watching your favorite creator cranking out hundreds of videos, imagining what your life would be like in their shoes, and that's why you're here. By the end of this video, you'll know how to build a memorable personal brand that is unique, monetizable, and completely yours. I'll share with you 5 exciting steps that you can start implement today. The good news? It's completely free to start, and the only thing you need is a smartphone. And not only that, we also go over 3 reasons why people don't start a personal brand, and how you can overcome these challenges without too much hassle. The goal is to have you stand out from the crowd. But first, give me 10 seconds to answer the question, what is personal branding? Look at this picture. Do you recognize him? How about this one? See the difference? You build a memorable brand by delivering consistent value. And during this process, people trust you with their attention more and more. How to do it, you ask me? Well, you'll need to spotlight the things that your audience values and not yourself, especially at the beginning when no one really cares who you are. But let's go step by step. The first topic has to be your audience. And you'll soon realize why this is so significant. Unfortunately, a lot of beginners actually skip this part. Don't be like them, okay? Imagine your audience as a puzzle. With every piece that you add, you get a better picture. Let me share with you 3 very important pieces. Grab pen and paper and ask yourself these 3 questions. What is something I'm skilled at? Is it something I'm passionate about? Is it something people want to watch? I hope you have a positive answer for all 3, because this is where you will find the big idea for your personal brand, at the intersection of skill, passion, and traffic. This is why you will be able to bring valuable content. This is why you'll better serve the people who crave it. And not only that, find out how this content would make you feel. Is it educating, inspiring, or straight out funny? The more you know this, the better you can connect with people. Because if you know what emotions you want to evoke, you'll have a stronger sense of direction. But we will explore this more when we talk about content strategy. Now, the second step comes with your brand identity. And I'll share 2 online resources that you can leverage today. So, you need a brand kit, one that is memorable, one that makes you stand out. Think of a combination of colors that represents you. Same for a profile picture and a banner. And depending on the platform, you will need a file with the correct proportions. If you're a beginner in graphic design, you can definitely check out Canva. It's a website with tons of free resources. And it's great if you need some inspiration. You can find the link in the description. So once you open it and you create an account, type in the search bar what you need. Choose the template to work on it and download it once you're happy with the results. Now, a lot of branding gurus will tell you to strategize more than you need to. Find the right color contrast and blah blah blah. But since you're just at the beginning, don't spend too much time on it. You can refine the graphics later on when you'll be surfing bigger waves. For now, decide on a theme and be consistent with it across your social media. And if you're thinking, but Davide, I really sucks at graphic designs, I can't really do this. Well, okay, do not fret, because there's another option. There's always outsourcing. Have you ever heard of Fiverr? It's an online marketplace for freelancing services. So if you need a banner, a professional can design it for you. And you even might end up using it for years. Now we're getting closer to where you will spend most of your time. Content strategy. And you'll soon realize why having the target audience as the first step is so crucial. Let's talk about your first platform. Is it gonna be YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or maybe a newsletter? Choose carefully because you're gonna spend a lot of time on it, and you will decide which format you will have to follow. If you're a visual person, YouTube or Instagram could be your go-to. And if you like writing, you can start from Twitter, LinkedIn, or a newsletter like Substack. If you're curious to see how I format my posts, you can check my socials in the description. But there's more. We also have to talk about your content pillars. These are the main topics that your content will revolve around. Imagine them as beautiful pillars holding the solid temple that is your brand. So, let's say you have a cooking channel. The first pillar would be recipe tutorials. The second, kitchen tips and techniques. For the third one, perhaps food explorations and culture. You want to explore different topics for different segments of your target audience. But you also need something that will make you stand out from the crowd. And that's where storytelling becomes your ally. Talk to your audience like they were friends. Find stories that relate to what you have to share. Show your real self and people will appreciate you for that. And more importantly, they will trust you more. Last but not least, you should also decide on your content schedule. How often will you post? You know, consistency is crucial for building a loyal audience. So whether it's daily, weekly, or another schedule, just try to stick to it. People will know what to expect and it will be easier for them to come back. Now, let's dive into the world of marketing. Building a personal brand is not just about creating great content, you kinda need to promote it too. And I'll share some strategies that you can start using right away. But nothing too fancy or complicated. We gotta set up some realistic expectations here. Collaborations are a great way to make connections with other creators, with the benefit of introducing your brand to a new audience. So let's say you produce a video with someone in your niche, and you post half of it on your channel and the other half on the other channel. This way, you get to share the audiences that you both have. Sounds cool, right? Another really good way to get traffic to your content is by building an email list. You can collect the first few contacts by building a landing page on a free website like System.io. You share with your family, friends, and colleagues. And once you have some numbers, use them at your advantage to lure in more people. This is the marketing concept called social proof. Very powerful. A lot of brands use it. You could add these numbers in the catchphrase above your sign-up form. And you can try something like this formula. Join a specific number of person in your niche, receiving weekly tips on your specific content to solve a specific problem. And you can send out your first newsletter as soon as you want. And in the beginning, having a smaller audience won't be a big problem because you'll get to practice and create your own style with not too many judgy eyes on it. And over time, you can share tips, behind the scenes, updates, and other types of insights. I have a newsletter for creators too, that you can join at the link in the description if you want. Now, the third option to consider as a beginner is content syndication. It works like this. You share your content on other platforms where there are groups where your audience hangs out. And this way, you amplify your reach by distributing your content to a broader audience. Just make sure to do it in a way that is not spammy, okay? And some of these platforms are Reddit, Quora, or Medium. You can start by joining subreddits of people that share the same interests as you, and then, when it's appropriate, you'll be able to share your content. But always double check the community guidelines. On Quora, you can answer questions within your area of expertise, and you can have all the info that you want on your profile. And if you're consistent with it, the effects will compound over time, bringing additional traffic to your channel. And for Medium, you can repurpose your social media content in a blog form. Sounds like a lot, right? I know. It can turn into a grind really fast. That's why it's better to take one step at a time. You could just try to choose one of this at first and spend a little bit of time every month. Finally, let's talk about monetization. So if you're actually looking to turn your personal brand into a source of income, here are some strategies that you can consider. As your audience grows, you can monetize through ads and sponsorships. If you're a beginner on YouTube, don't plan to rely too much on AdSense, because you're not gonna get too much out of it unless you pull millions of views every month. And just to give you an example, let's say you're getting 500,000 views a month. With an average RPM, which means revenue per 1,000 views, of $2, you'll be making $1,000 a month. But again, if you're looking to play the long game, you can always add this to other sources of income, so it's not too bad. The other one in this category is sponsorships. And you can get paid by reviewing or promoting someone's brand. And usually, this is where a lot of creators start to make consistent amount of money. Another source that I would like to share with you is merchandise. When you have a big enough following, this can definitely become a big source of income. You could also consider having a physical or digital product that people can associate with your brand. For example, I have a copywriting ebook that you can have for free by clicking at the link in the description. Another worth mentioning is affiliate marketing. With affiliate marketing, you'll promote products that relate to your content somehow. And for every sale that you make through the affiliate links, you earn a commission. Sometimes the commission can be 10%, but some other times can be 60%. And it could be a software, a digital course, or just like a piece of gear that you bought on Amazon. There are a lot of options out there. Now, I promised that we would also be talking about some reasons why people don't start a personal brand. So which one do you think is the biggest of them all? I would say is the fear of failure. This is extremely common, and I would be lying if I were to say that I never had it. But to face this fear, you can start by setting realistic expectations for what your personal brand journey will be. You can also keep in mind that setbacks are normal. And actually, you know what, if we didn't make any mistakes, how many of us could learn something? So take it easy and make sure to celebrate those small wins that you get along the way. They're definitely going to give you the strength to keep going. Another fear that a lot of people face is thinking that we are not good enough, that we don't know enough. But the creative journey is one of constant learning. No one is born an expert in content creation, so just spend some time in learning what you need to know to make it happen. Take a course if needed, read books, or watch a tutorial on YouTube like you're doing right now. I'm sure you'll get where you want to be. Time. Time is the final objection that I will cover. And I get it, we all have time constraints, especially if you have a job or a family that requires a lot of your attention. But if you're here and you're considering to have a personal brand, Just know that there is a way to make it possible. You can start by looking at your calendar and figuring out the empty spaces that you could use. Is there something that you could let go to make space for a creative session? For example, watching Netflix during lunch break. That's not really a good investment in yourself, right? And also, when it's possible, you can delegate some other things. We already talked about outsourcing. And when you're building your brand, you'll find also productivity tools that help you streamline some processes. I personally always look out for them, and I'll always make sure to share them with you on the channel. As you can see, there is so much to discuss when building a memorable personal brand. And if you're interested in finding out how to optimize your videos for higher retention, you could check my last video.